Yeah, say hey.
You know what I'm saying?
Hello. First, before we even like start anything, like I just want to say how we met, because I feel like we barely just met.
Yeah.
So I actually saw Fayzone at Ninja Karaoke performing, and I was going to see another friend, and I saw you and like your people, and you guys all had red on, and I was like, that's a vibe, that's a vibe. And whenever you guys performed, or whenever you performed, it was awesome because you're the only R&B artist that night.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my God, he's killing it. He's singing like for real.
Hey, thank you.
And I thought you were great, but we never had a chance to even talk or anything. And then I saw you and Gabriel in a whole different event, and you guys came up, and I'm like, oh yeah, I already know y'all. Like I recognized Rebecca, and I was like, I already know it. Like you probably out here a lot,
Yeah.
you know? And then I met Gabriel, and the only thing I heard was that he is cold. Yeah, he is like a Drake and Jack Harlow, is what I heard.
I'm me.
Hey, that's what I heard. That's what I heard. That's the closest way to describe you. You guys were so generous to come out, and you know, you guys you're leaving to Dallas on Sunday. And what was this, Thursday? Wednesday we were talking?
Wednesday.
Yeah, I came out here Tuesday night.
Tuesday night.
Okay, so you were like just freshly here.
Yeah, literally. Like
we're gonna touch on that for sure.
I got here, I had like one day to like settle in, and then next thing you know, Fayzone's like, hey, be here tomorrow. And then, you know, it's just move after move after move, and we getting busy. Nobody's sleeping, nobody's eating, we just working.
So was that scary for you? Like why? Okay, so just a little backstory. Like, can you guys like say what happened for you guys to work together? Because this is your first time here, and it's only been like the third day out, and you guys have been working so much. So yeah.
So what happened? Like how we linked up. My brother, he runs my Twitch channel, so he goes on Twitch doing like music submissions, music reactions and stuff. And he found him because a couple weeks back, I was like, I want to find like new artists that I really want to work with, that I would actually listen to, that actually takes the craft serious. So I want to find that. And you know, a couple weeks later, he sends me his Instagram. He's like, listen to his music, like he's dope. And I gave his like whole like album a listen. I was like, man, he like, I could listen to everything front to back. It was dope for real. So I hit him up. And I was like, man, you're dope. Like, would you mind working? He was like, yeah, like I'm ready to work. And it was going like a few weeks. I was like, I'm working on a single right now. Like, I'll get with you. And then he ends up hitting me like a couple weeks later. He's like, are you still to work? Like, I'm ready to work. And I was like, yeah, no, I'm a little couple more weeks, you know? And so I hit him up with a song, and he was like, yeah, this is dope. He was like, I'll get right to it. He sends me his verse back in 30 minutes. And I was like, what the hell? And I was like, he definitely takes it serious. And I was like, did he have it pre-written? And I was really listening to his lyrics. I'm like, nah, he did this. And it was like, it was dope.
So I want to actually know, why did it take like a few weeks? Like, was it like, were you thinking on it?
No, he took a few.
Yeah, it was me.
Oh, okay, okay.
I was doing other stuff, and
okay,
he was kind of pressuring me, so I was like, okay, let me make this my next move. So we got to it.
He sent me the open verse, and I sat there and listened to it all the way. I didn't like most people like skip to the verse, but I listened to the whole thing to like get a vibe. And as soon as the beat was empty, I just started writing, and like 30 minutes later, I think I sent him back like a rough draft.
So was that like your first time, like?
First time what? Doing a feature?
No. Like doing all of that, like, you know, working with someone and like traveling to them and working.
This is my first music video.
Really? Okay.
I have like a half thing that's not a music video. It was kind of like a performance, but it's like recorded performance. It's to look professional. But this is like my first music video, and it's gonna be good.
So I'm curious then. Your first music video, and what about you? Like, I know this is like your EP, but it's not your first EP.
No.
Like, I guess the first question, I'll ask the next question, but how was that experience? Like your first music video in Las Vegas?
I don't even know where to start. It's not like I didn't hype it up. Like I wasn't like the whole drive. I wasn't here like I'm about to record a video. You know, I just wanted to show up and do it, like get it done.
Totally.
Because when you start overthinking things, you just get nervous. And I haven't been nervous one bit. Like I just show up and just get in front of the camera and do my thing. But it's cool though. Not many people get to do something like this as an artist when they're starting out. You know, some people. We were talking about this earlier. Some people's music videos is just get somebody to hold a camera, get all their homeboys together, and dance in a parking lot to the song. You know what I'm saying? But this is like actual production level stuff with like studios and professional film crews and stuff. And you know, it's kind of like I just knew I was in good hands. You know, I was like, okay, I'm coming out here, everything's good to go. All I gotta do is just deliver my part and get it done. So, but it was cool though. It was a great experience. You did. Thank you, I appreciate that. Yeah, it's a great experience though. It's very blessed to have an opportunity to do something this early in a career, you know, like something this level this early in a career. So
absolutely. For you, like you've been doing it, how long have you been doing it?
Like 3 years. Yeah,
3 years
now.
And you just showed me a little bit of your album trailer and it looks amazing.
It was dope.
It looks amazing. So like very high production. Editing is crazy. So you're definitely like at a level already that, you know, it's more professional and such. How do you know who to collaborate with right now? Who do you know, like, do you have like a set place that you work with, or like how was that experience for you to get up to where you want to right now?
Like the full like journey, or what exactly?
Yeah, like I'm sure, I mean, I don't know if it started out like that. Usually it doesn't, you know, but like yeah, like what did that journey look like?
Well, starting out, it was like I knew that I wanted to do music, and it was just really like building the confidence to do it. So one day I was talking to my brother, which is my manager now. And he was like, you could do it. Like you could write, you know, you could do this, you could do that. He was just building my confidence to do it. So I started writing. Wasn't the best, you know, and like one day we just started writing together, and we wrote like our first song, which was, you know, it was decent. We didn't put it out, but we just kept writing. And then all the other stuff we wrote, like we ended up putting it out. And just starting for like my first song, it was just finding like different studios. Like it was definitely like a trial and error thing. We went to like 3 different studios. We found one which was really dope, and we stick like with them. Like we like clicked and we vibe like on a great level. It's very like collaborative. Is that the word?
Yes.
So, and then with like everything else, it's just like think about like what we want to do, and like our goal was to make everything look as professional as like professional starting out, just so we're trying to like elevate fast, and we're just like looking for people around the town, like, and seeing like what they do, how they take their craft seriously. So we want like-minded people around us. And that's how I found like, you know, the person that does my videos, and like now we're like close friends, you know, and it's just really building a team of like-minded people that like are friendly and just like great people to be around. And that's what I look into for like collaborating with people. And he seemed to like the type of person that takes his craft seriously and isn't like, you know, I can't, I'm not gonna cuss, but
you can if you want.
All right. Yeah. But he seemed like a person that is definitely like cool to kick it with. And that's like the main thing for me. Like someone that takes their craft seriously, is good at what they do, and it is just a good personality. And he checked off all those boxes. So
yeah,
that's how.
We had talked just right now when we went out to eat, and we were talking because when I met Gaberiel, like both of them came up, right? And he was just, I don't even know, I think I said, I'm like, I know you or something. Yeah. And then you were like, check out all my stuff, you know? And I'm like, for sure, 100%. And I saw that you guys were everywhere in that event. Like you guys were like networking a lot, and I wanted to kind of touch back on that. And how, like, is there, because I know you have a background in sales, and I would love for you to like touch on that, you know, how that's kind of helped you like with your music, and you know, how do you take that on? Because sometimes it's hard, you know, it's like scary maybe, and you're in a different city.
Yeah, well, it comes from, I was a military kid, so I was always moving around. So every new school, I've had deep talks with my friends about this. Every new school is like you have a new opportunity to be a new person, and but you got to talk to people. You got to like, or else you're gonna be sitting alone at lunch. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, I was always moving schools, and my main way of getting out there was being a class clown, just cracking jokes, and some of them land, some of them don't. You know, it's trial and error. But now that I'm older, you know, I know how to hone everything to be social and, you know, network and everything. And then sales definitely helped. I had a sales job. I still do sales for like 2 years-ish. So, you know, I talk to people every day. I'm used to getting told no. So, you know, the worst people can say is no. So just go up and try, you know. And I think the first, when you get in a setting like that, like say for instance, what's it called? The green room, right?
Yep.
When you get into a setting like that, just go up to the first person. You know, you're so nervous. And as soon as you do it the first time, you're like, oh, okay, all right, how many more people can we get, you know? So it's kind of like a dopamine rush of meeting people. You're scared to do it at first, but as soon as you talk to the first person, you're like, well, let's go talk to everyone. And that's kind of how it was. So yeah, I think y'all were the first group we went up to. So
that's so sweet.
Yeah, as soon as the speaker stopped talking, she was like, don't be a weenie, go network.
Yeah,
and
totally.
I was like, all right, bet. All right.
It was amazing. Like that night for me was like, I went home and I was like, wow. Like I talked to a ton of people.
Exactly,
like I was like, yo, like there was people that I wanted to talk to before. They were all there.
Right.
And those moments are like the best, you know, especially as a creative.
Yeah.
Because you're organically, what is it? You know, gaining supporters.
Right.
You know what I mean? And people just like mess with you already, like just off of energy. And yeah. I actually want to know a little bit more about you and how you grew up. Like, I don't even know when you guys started music. Were you guys like really young, or we can start with you first though?
That's a tricky question, but to put it bluntly, I was pen tapping in middle school, as everybody was. But I was the kid that was mainly pen tapping. I also was beatboxing because I used to beatbox. So I was pen tapping and people would freestyle to my stuff. And then I would walk around school and one day you're going to be a real producer. One day you're going to be a real producer, and kind of put that in the back of my mind. And then I transferred schools like halfway through 8th grade. And then once 9th grade came, I met somebody that gave me FL Studio for free, which is a producer program. Yeah. And I started fucking with it, and I was making beats, and then beats turned into, let's try and put something on this. And, I would make joke songs and trend around school. They would play, like, I was in athletics. They would play my stuff in the weight room and just have all the coaches. The coaches would be laughing.
That's a flex, low-key.
So, I mean, half the songs were funny, so, I'd get embarrassed because I'd be in there and people were just laughing to my song, but it's good because that's the type of stuff that you crave. And then some of them were, like, real songs that I would kind of just, I don't know, just try and make something that sounded like professional, but I was a kid, so it didn't. Yeah. But it started from there, and then again, I put being an artist in the back of my mind because I went back to doing beats. I transferred schools again, started making beats again, and then one day, I was trying to find people to hop on my beats, and I even offered to write stuff for artists. I'd be like, hey, if I write a full song, will you just use your voice and get on it? And people were like, yeah. I was starting writing hella songs. Nobody would make it work. People would take the lyrics and rap it, but it would sound so bad. I don't even know how you do it. Like they like, people can't read. Like, I don't know. It's weird, man. Like, I don't know. And so I was like, you know what? Fuck this. I'm making my. Oh, I'm sorry.
No, you good, bro. Y'all are so sweet.
I'm sorry. I was like, I don't know. I just do it myself. And I had an old friend from the first school that I transferred to in like 9th grade. I had a friend group, and I kind of lost touch with them when I transferred to my new high school. And I seen him posting music because he posted an album. His name is Doza. Shout out Doza. Posted an album. I listened to it and I was like, it's good stuff. Everybody posts their stuff and it'd be trash. You know what I'm saying? People are like, hey, check me out on SoundCloud, bro. Check me out on SoundCloud. Like,
I like how real you are. Like, I really love that.
This person is weak, man. Like, I don't want to hear this.
Yeah, totally.
But he posted it. I checked it out and I was like, nah, this is good.
Yeah.
And I hit him up and I was like, I'm trying to become an artist. You think, we could kick it and see what's popping? He's like, yeah, bro. I mean, I have a home studio. Just come up. We'll vibe and see what we make. And I pulled up there and I made my first song. It was called I Know. It was 2 years ago. It was my first song that I actually made for people to listen to, to be everywhere. It was a real song. I made that and the rest is history. So
yeah,
that's where my music background comes from as far as making music.
You have so much like love for Dallas too. In a sense,
Love hate.
I get that, but you call it home though. You know what I mean?
You know, I've grown to call it home because of my homies. Shout out Tuco in particular. I've always been real analytical. And so I would always look for a reason to say something is bad or won't work. And I've been saying that about Dallas a lot. And then the past year, you know, my homies were like, bro, because Dallas don't have no hip-hop artists. I mean, the biggest one to come out is arguably Vanilla Ice. I mean, he dropped,
Shout out Vanilla Ice.
Shout out Vanilla Ice. He dropped, you know, a couple songs in 40 years ago. Ever since then, you know, it's been a battle of the streets. You know, unfortunately, Mo 3, R.I.P. People like that. But there's no hip hop, and so you know, they're like, bro, that don't mean it's bad. It means there's opportunity for somebody to take over. And ever since that talk, you know, it's been slowly just turning into love for Dallas and really wanting to represent and be like, you know, maybe I could make something out of this. And it's kind of like a little dream now I have for all three of me, Tuco, and Doza. I'm like, you know, maybe we could be representing Dallas, you know, all three of
course.
That's real. So yeah, that's what it is. So it definitely was a love-hate, but it's grown to be love. So yeah.
You're born and raised here?
Yeah.
Okay, so do you feel like growing up here, everyone just like naturally didn't like Vegas?
Yeah,
because in a sense you're like, we can't do anything here. Yeah. You know, we're too young. Definitely, you know, to gamble. Yeah. And it's like,
it's an interesting perspective,
right? Yeah. You're gonna hear some, because I'm gonna ask like Vegas stuff now because, you know, I hear all types of stuff about Vegas that it has like no culture and there's just no way to like do, you know, creative stuff here and really blow up, and there's no like market for it. And but one thing I'll say too, I wanted to kind of agree, like I feel like whenever I started my journey, I feel like I fell in love with Vegas so much more because now I'm like knowing where I like to go and who I like to talk to, and I got like my spots now, and still like I don't know all of them. Right. I just went to the green room and I was like, what the hell is this? Like, I couldn't even find it. Like, it took me an hour to find that shit. Like, you know, and I'm just like, I found it. I'm like, oh my God, everyone found it. There's like 30 people in here. Yeah. It's like 40 people in here. It was such a vibe in there. But I want to ask, like, how was, you know, starting your career, like, professionally here in Las Vegas?
I would say it was kind of hard. Like, in a way, like, being young, I don't have like as many opportunities because we have like the casinos, everything's like 21 and up. So it was like really just trying to like force my way in, like using the little opportunities that I had. And I would say now like it's definitely like growing and sprouting because I'm allowed in these places now. I'm allowed to like meet new people and see new faces and show my face. And this place there's so much opportunity here. And it really doesn't get talked about like that, but everyone's like so welcoming. Everyone's so like, come through, let's work. So just like what you did, like everyone's so like open arms with it. Like It's not really like a competitive thing. And it's a lot of love. It's fun. I'm starting to like realize at first I was like, this kind of sucks. But like I was young, you know, I wasn't able to see it. But now that I see it and I'm getting into it, like it's dope for real.
I agree. I feel like it's not a competitive place at all.
No, not
you know,
at all.
like whatever you do, people are just cool. Like they're like, that's awesome, bro.
Right. And everyone's supportive.
And sometimes they're just like, bro, I need that. Mm-hmm. Let's work tomorrow morning. Yep. You know, like I've had so many of, you know, things like that come up. And honestly, like, I just feel like that's what makes Vegas so unique.
Right.
You know? As a music artist, I feel like music's hard. It's a hard industry to be in. Yes or no. I guess in the sense of like, you know, not talking about legal stuff and all that. I'm talking about just like, you have to have like confidence in yourself, you know? And how did that look? You know what I mean? I mean, you're 3 years in. How long are you in? Like professionally? 2 years?
Just hit 2 years.
Yeah. And it's like, you know so much more than you did the first day, but at the same time, you don't know anything yet. You know, in a sense, like that's how I feel. I like this though. I want to hear what you're saying because you like yes or no. Like, but let me know too, like how it was for you guys. Like, to gain your confidence and know your sound? And like, how'd you guys find that?
You wanna go?
It was hard for me.
Yep.
Man, I don't even know where to start with. That's a good question. How do you find your sound? Experiment. You gotta just make stuff. Yeah. That's number one. Is just, and I lack with that personally. Especially with the current state of YouTube beats. It's hard to experiment. Well, a lot of YouTube beats come from
the same.
They're called type beats.
Okay. Yeah. I know what you mean. Just
most producers just slap drums on a loop, right? And that's not making music. That's not soul. That's not plucking a guitar. That's not creating a chord progression. Playing with keys. That's finding somebody who synthesized the melody on Splice, paying them $1 for it, and then putting some drums on it and calling it a day. It's not talent. There's no soul in that. So I think that makes it hard to find beats and out, because a beat is an outlet for a vocalist. The beat has to pull lyrics out of you, at least in my opinion, because everybody makes music differently. Some people write beforehand. Some people need a beat to write because the melody and the beat creates emotion.
Right.
And that's gotta like, mix in your head, and that's where the lyrics come from, in my opinion. And most YouTube beats don't do that. But to answer your question, how do you find your professional sound? Is you just got to experiment. Most people say 10,000 hours makes a master in a craft. So
totally,
you got to hit that 10,000 somehow.
You got to hit that 10,000.
So, but yeah, and then putting stuff out. Don't be a perfectionist. I suffer from that. But what about you? What's your take?
Well, yeah, finding my sound and just building that confidence. It definitely was just like doing it. Like I just had to like jump in, because I get timid sometimes, or like I'm like, I don't know about that until like I do it. So just like doing it and seeing like what comes from it, not even just like what the outsiders think. It's like how I feel about it, and it's just like, okay, I did it, like I could do it again. Yeah. And I could like just grow. Yeah, do it better. And so that's just where like my confidence is. It doesn't come really from other people, but sometimes it is hard being an artist and like seeing like that like negative feedback. Like everyone's gonna get it sometimes, but it's just like tuning that out and just like focusing on yourself, like what you like and like what makes you like fulfilled. And that's where my confidence comes from. It's really like just coming from myself and believing in me. And just trusting myself. And right now I'm still learning, like I'm still finding my sound. Like 3 years is like not a lot of time, and like I feel like I'm getting to a place to where like I'm building my confidence. I'm trusting myself more, and yeah, I'm definitely just getting started.
That's awesome.
I think there's a dilemma in being an artist, because once you find your sound, people say, "Oh, it gets old."
Yeah.
So then, once you find your sound,
you gotta find it again.
You gotta change it. Yeah.
You gotta evolve.
Yeah.
And that's always like ever changing. Like you go through life, and life's gonna give you different experiences. So throughout life, like your sound's definitely gonna change, because you're gonna be a new person. Like you're not the same person from yesterday. Like you learned something new. So it's gonna definitely come out with your music and just how you carry yourself and through your art. So.
You ever heard that saying? A man will never step in the same river twice, because the water always changes.
Oh, that's so
real.
Beautiful.
You'll never step in the same river twice.
That's so real. You've been really poetic lately.
Yeah. He's a rapper. That's rhythm and poetry.
Totally. Hell yeah, that's my personal favorite song.
Yeah, totally. Remember when we talked about your first EP, right? And how you were like distributing it. Yeah. I would love to know about that story and like what changed from then. Like I don't know if you're still doing that kind of stuff or like what what was the change like the beginning? Now you're like, I wouldn't do that again anymore.
Right.
Or what does it look like?
Going out, I was just like trying to like face to face, like trying to get people to like see my music, but I was so timid because it was like my first body of work. Like I don't know if they're gonna like it. I don't even know if they care. Like who's this kid walking up to me trying to give me their music? It was like, hey man, buy my mixtape, buy my mixtape. It kind of felt like that. I was like, I just turned like 18.
Aw, that's so 19. Sweet. That's so real.
I just turned like 19, 18,
that's
19.
so real. Okay, so, and then where would you go to hand stuff out?
Like the malls.
Cool. That's so real.
Yeah,
okay.
But I never handed anything out. Like my brother was handing stuff out, and he's like, "Look how I do it. Look how I do it." Boom, like my brother.
That's
know,
real
just,
though, bro.
That's so real.
Yeah, no, he
his manager is dope, man.
Goated.
Yeah.
Like he's
for real.
grown. Like he's
Yeah.
made me to the person I am today.
Every
So.
And I love that that's like your family, you know?
Yeah,
and
for real.
definitely got to touch on that, but continue your story.
And so he was just like showing me how to do it, and I was like, okay, I got this. He's like, go over there and talk to them. And I looked, I'm like, no. I can't do it.
Hell
like
no.
they're not gonna care. Like, and so we spent like a couple of hours just trying to hand it out to one person. I didn't hand it out to a single person. But now, like, I'm out more. I'm talking to new people. Like, it's not. I see that. Yeah, the word, like he said, the worst they could say is no. So, like, I'm not really like tripping about that anymore. Like, here, like, this is my song. This is my EP. Like, give it a chance if you want to. Do it. If you don't, that's cool too. But the goal is to be in your face again. But it's just I've definitely grown, and I've experienced more. I've gained more confidence with my music, so I'm definitely more confident to like put it out there.
Totally.
So it's definitely gonna be different this time around.
So with your brother, how did that come up? Like, are you guys a music family, or what happened with that?
Honestly, I would say we're kind of like a music family. It's deep. Like we have conversations about it. But with my dad, like how I got into music, my dad, he had like an R&B group, like old school R&B
so
and
cute.
like gospel.
Okay.
So I would go to like his rehearsals and just see him like sing his group, sing songs and stuff. And I was just, oh, this is cool. And then my brother, that's like right above me, he's like 2 years older than me. He was in choir, and I was like, oh, I was looking up to him, like, oh, I want to join choir. I wasn't really wanting to be a singer then. I was in 5th grade. I auditioned for like a talent show singing. I was so scared. And because I wanted to be in choir like in 6th grade, so I was like, I'm gonna try singing. First time singing in front of people was auditioning for a talent show. It took me 10 minutes to start singing. And
like because you were just scared?
I was scared. I was like, I had to sing. I was hiding, but my dad was sitting down. I was hiding behind his leg. Yeah.
Oh, that is so cute.
I was holding on to his leg, and so he was like recording me and stuff. And after that, like, he was sending the video out, and it got to like my brother Chris, like who's my manager, and he sent it to him, and he came that day. He was like, we're gonna work on your performance for the talent show. He came right so after
sweet.
work, and came all the way over, and we were just in my living room, dancing, trying to get my performance together. And I didn't get the show, but that was like, the start. It feels like it was meant to be. Like he was always like a mentor to me, and he named me. Like he gave me my name.
Wow.
So it is like, it's like written in the stars, like that.
That's crazy.
It's supposed to be like
That's
that.
so much love.
Yeah.
What is your age gap with him?
Like 16. Yeah, 16 years.
Wow. Yeah. That's you probably like his son.
Yeah,
in a
something
sense,
like that.
know?
Yeah, people. We get that a lot.
That's
Like,
so
is that your
sweet.
son? Is that your dad? And it's like, no, that's my brother. That's my brother. He's old enough to be my dad, but that's my brother.
But were you guys together growing up?
Mm-mm.
That's funny.
Yeah, he was already grown, so.
And he just like picked up on you, like, and he's just like,
yeah,
I'm just gonna support you.
Right.
That's so crazy.
Yeah, it is crazy.
Wow, that's love. Like I feel like that support is really what keeps you going in your journey.
It definitely is.
Like if you have people around you who are like doubting you and just not messing with you, like is easily like, yeah, maybe I shouldn't do this.
Yeah.
And I even wanted to talk about like your people, because you said Tuco and who else?
Yeah, Tuco and Doza. They're the other two artists from where I'm from that besides make music together a lot, we're friends. So, but yeah. Would
you find them as like your support group? Like, how do you get your support from?
I would say, it's hard to answer, but for now, one of my close friends, he don't like being publicly named.
Yeah, no,
like
it's
that.
okay. Yeah, no worries.
But he's somebody that would be my manager if it came to that point. Like I needed a manager. But I get my support from him definitely because, he's always like, let's do something. He's down to, every time I'm like, hey, can you email, 20 venues for me? It's never got success from that, but he did it, you know what I'm saying? Like he'll put together emails, he'll call people and, act like he's like a manager to me. So I get support from them, and other than that, really just I don't have really much support in Dallas at the moment, but that's the change, hopefully. So,
yeah, and I actually still like commend you for that because like I just said, like if you don't have like a support group, sometimes it's hard, you know.
And then I forgot to mention, so Tuco, I'm on a type of friendship where if you send a song, it's gonna tell you straight up, you know, how you feel.
Okay,
because most
that's
friends,
love. That's love.
Yeah, when you send a song to people, they'll gas you up.
Yeah. And
sometimes you need somebody to just be real with you and just be like, okay, nah, this is genuinely good, or nah, this is genuinely trash. So I got that with Tuco. So that's another good thing to support. You know, he'll tell me when I'm tripping.
Tuco is such a Texas name. Like I love that.
Well, it comes from hopefully one day he can explain the name on his podcast, but it comes from Breaking Bad.
I already know.
Salamanca.
Trust. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like that's so love. Okay,
it's a hard ass name too.
Wait.
Shout out Tuco.
Real quick, I have to. Is Breaking Bad like the biggest show there? Was that where it was filmed, right? Texas?
No, it's from the Albuquerque.
I thought it was filmed in
Damn. I was thinking Arizona. No, Nevada.
No, it's from the Albuquerque. No.
That's why I was like Tuco. I'm like, that's hard. That's a great name.
Yeah, it is a hard ass name. Yeah.
Yeah.
He was a fighter before he became the.
Yes, of course.
Yeah.
But are you talking about your friend?
No,
Tuco.
Okay, my fault.
Tuco. But so those are my two main support channels right there. Is a long time, you know, since 8th grade friend. And one important thing that I wanted to bring up with that we talk about all the time is having a friend from when you were younger is super important. Because, and the unnamed friend, he brings this up. This is his point that he always says. It's because you know the real them. You like when you grew up with somebody, you know what they look like when they're getting yelled at by their mom. You know what they look like when they're skipping school. You know what they look like as they're growing up. So you know the real them. You know what they look like when they get stood up on a date. You know everything. You see the real them. So you know when they start getting out of line when they get older, you're like, hey man, that's not you. That's not who you are. You know, or you know they know what's good for you and they know what's not good for you. So that's super important. Is having lifelong friends like that. So
totally,
that's something I definitely cherish. So yeah, I would say that's important.
I had like this different experience of like whenever I started my thing, like everything changed. Like even like lifelong friends that I had, just wasn't talking to anymore, and just like everything changed. You know what I mean? It was just like so different. And I wanted to ask about that too. Like, you know, the day that you decide you want to do this for real and like take it serious and like actually care about what you're doing.
That day comes about once a week. You know what I'm saying? You're like, all right, let's do it this time.
Yeah. But you know, like even you guys coming here and like doing a music video and interview, like you guys are definitely taking yourself seriously, you know, and making sure it looks good. And you're not just like sending out and just saying whatever to in your songs. Like you guys really, even you saying like, it's not just about, you know, putting drums on like whatever the loop and stuff. Like it's about like real music. Right. And basically like, how was that transition, I guess? Like, were you guys, I think for me, family was like a tough one. You know what I mean? Once I transitioned. But how was that for you? Like, did a lot of things change or how'd that look like?
For me, like, it made me realize like who my real friends were. Like you definitely start to like, people are going to be like, oh yeah, that's my friend. But like, if they don't support you like that, you really know like if they're your real friend like that. And that's something that like I've realized like to my face is like one thing, but like I can go back like, oh, have you heard my song yet? They'd be like, oh no, I haven't. But like they post it. I'm like, what? You know, half the time like they don't even post it. So I start to realize like the people that I grew up with, like who's really like was there for me, you know? And that's something that I take to heart because like if like my friend cares about something, like I'm gonna support them like no matter what. You know, I'm gonna be there for them. I'm gonna try to help them in any way. And like me like transitioning in music, it was just like I dropped my first song. It was like a big deal because it was my first song. But like after that, it's just like they don't care, and it was very discouraging. Then because it's like, oh, I really thought like I had them, like I thought they were gonna have my back, but it's not like that. I'm not really mad about it because it's more so like it's a bittersweet feeling because like I don't know how to explain it, but it's a bittersweet feeling because you know like it's like a weight off your shoulders, like you know. So I
think
feel like
things like align for you a little better.
Yeah,
totally.
Yeah, that's my take on that.
What about you?
What's the general like question?
Right. What was that's why I was like for sure, but like what was the general question?
It was like how was the transition with like the people around you?
Yeah.
Oh man.
I have one more thing to say after him.
My first song I know that was like professional. Nobody. So Doza went to my old high school, right?
Yep.
So when I was at my new high school, none of my friends from the new high school heard it or listened to it. They didn't repost it, nothing. But it blew up at the other high school because of Doza, because he was still there.
Oh, okay.
So as soon as I started making music, I realized off of the first single that people don't care until you're doing something. And like Fayzone said, that shows you, who's real and who's not.
That's so tough.
It's unfortunate, it's nothing to cry about. Just keep moving because they'll post it when you got 1 million followers. They'll show up to the shows when it's 500 people. They won't show up when there's 5 people, but they'll show up when there's 500. And that's just the reality of it. And the reason you can't blame them. People got their own lives they're living. They only want to support things that look good to support. Mm-hmm. And if you don't look good to support yet, then go out there and go look good to support. Get moving.
Yeah.
So,
Yep.
But yeah, to just answer it for me personally, I didn't get much support from friends. I'd send it to them and bug them 2-3 times. Hey, did you listen yet? Hey, did you listen yet? Hey, did you listen yet? And, I haven't got to it yet. Or they'll just hit you with it ain't my type of music, but they ain't even listened to it yet.
I've gotten that before.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. Well, what did you not like about it? So you didn't listen? No. All right.
Oh, that's so tough.
Yeah, people don't post, and I think the big reason to do it is because I made myself look stupid, in high school. I was a class clown, so people didn't take me serious. So that like you were asking the transition of going from somebody who's not wanting to be taken serious to somebody who is wanting to be taken serious. You just gotta put time in. You gotta make yourself look like someone to take serious, which is why support what Fayzone did with his brother, because they said off rip, we're gonna make this look. If we're going to do it, we're going to do it right.
Right.
And that's a good thing to do because, when people look at your old stuff, they can be like, okay, he's always been like this, so it's very important. But, yeah, that's
yeah. You got to first support yourself. Got to believe in yourself to let, others believe in you. But I also wanted to talk about, like, starting with family because I was just talking about friends, but, like, family is definitely, like, a big part.
Yeah.
They were kind of supportive, but in a way they're trying to, like, make me, like, they weren't trying to make me not do it. They wanted me to go to college and like focus on, getting a degree. And they're like, oh yeah, you should go to college. You should do this. You should do that. Like music will probably come, but like, I don't know. Sometimes it felt like they weren't as supportive as like they say they are, but it wasn't like they still kind of have my back. It was kind of like I don't know. It was kind of confusing. I had my words together until I started talking.
So it's like, yeah, that's okay. So is it like, because you say your dad sang too. So like, was it like, he's like, oh my God, my son can sing? Or is it like, maybe you shouldn't do that for a career?
It was like both actually.
Yeah.
It was like, oh my God, my son can sing. But he's like, there's no money in it. Don't do it. Do something that makes money. Mm-hmm. And it was just like, but this is like what I want to do. Like money or not, like I love making music. Yeah. Like I love making content. I love like videos. Like like that's how like I express myself because I get very bored with like a lot of things. I'm very like I could be closed off sometimes, and that's just something that like makes me happy. You know, I feel like there's not a lot of things that like interest me that I like find like really cool. So it's just that's like one of the things out of like 3 maybe.
Yeah.
So it's just like if I'm gonna do this, if I'm on this earth to live my life, like I'm gonna make the most of it doing what I want to do. I'm not gonna conform to the system. So.
As you should. Yeah. Like, because I think, imagine doing something you don't like all day. I think about that too. I'm like, damn. Yeah, that's sick. You guys have spent like the last few days together, and you guys just met like on Wednesday, and it's, what is it today? Friday, Thursday?
It's Friday.
It's Friday. I don't even know for real. Yeah. But yeah, like you guys just met on Wednesday or Tuesday night or whatever. Yeah. It's been a few days. Like, how has that experience been together?
Dope. He's cool. He's cool as hell. Yeah, I was like, my main thing with like, cause he was coming out of state. I was like, I wonder if he's cool. Like I've talked to him over FaceTime and stuff, and he seemed cool. But you really don't know a person till you meet him in person. And so like off rip, it just seemed like we clicked. Like we were on like the same like wavelength in a way.
Yeah.
And just cracking jokes and just like we're both interested. Like he was, oh, let's go do this. I'm down. Oh, you down to do this? Oh yeah, I'm down. So it's definitely been a ride, and I appreciate like how he like took his time, like 18-hour drive to come out here and work.
Shout out to 18 hours of driving.
That's dedication. That's respect. So, it's definitely been a good experience. Like we've definitely like clicked and got to know each other. It feels like I've known him for a minute. You know,
that's what it feels like.
Yeah,
I told them
like I've known him for a minute.
I told them that when they first came up to me, they just seemed like homies from like back in the day. Yeah. And you guys like just met that day or the day before. Yeah.
That day.
You know, I think that's incredible.
We probably weren't even an hour in when you met us. Like,
wow. Wait, did y'all meet at that event?
We met at the event.
Yeah, that was the first thing we did.
Oh my God. And you guys were like, boom.
Yeah.
You know, like going around everyone. Like, that is incredible. Yeah. That's awesome. You don't find that like often, I feel like. To be cool with them like that.
I think that just proves like-mindedness, you know?
Yes.
Two artists that's trying about their business, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What it is, man.
Yeah. Well, how has your experience been? Because you have like, you drove Vegas.
Nobody really said Vegas was bad, but nobody ever like, when you say, oh, what's Vegas like, you know, you know what I'm saying? So
for real, I feel like we got a lot of hate for words.
People were downgrading the experience for me, and I was like, you know, I'm just wait till I get there. And
shout out to you, by the way.
I have friends that live here though, so you know, I don't know. I know a little bit about Vegas, but all I know is what you see on movies. It's a gambling town, Sin City.
Yeah.
But I came here. It's been dope. You know, the landscape is cool, the architecture's cool, things to do. I've been busy since day one, so it's
yes,
fun.
sir.
So, yeah, I like Vegas.
Yeah, shout out, bro.
No,
you know,
I haven't gambled or drank, so there you go.
I have never gambled in my life, and I've been here.
That's crazy.
I feel like I never will, and I work for a sports betting company.
That's nuts.
Yeah, and they told me too. Like the first day I worked there, like I came to the studio and everything. They're like, "We're ready to get you betting in a second." And I'm like, "Yeah," and I was like. No, like it's been 6 months. I haven't bet on anything.
Wow.
It's just weird because maybe do you bet? Do you gamble at all?
I don't gamble, but I have before, and it was a funny situation. I was with my 3 friends because I was the only one that was 21. They're like, "Hey, you're 21 now. You can gamble.
You can sit on the chair.
Yeah, you can sit on the chair." So
it's a thing.
1,000 on green, you won't.
It's a thing that like you're not like you can't sit on the chairs if you're not 21.
Yeah.
Okay, you know that? Okay, because that's why.
Well, gambling's illegal in Texas, but there's a
what?
There's a big
Wait, what?
There's no casinos.
They can do that?
Yeah, there's no casinos in Texas.
That's so crazy.
The only 2 casinos are in Oklahoma. So I've been to those casinos. I've been to those casinos a few times, you know, with family and friends. So
I wonder how that is.
I know how it is to like sit down and have the where's your ID? So, but yeah, gambling's illegal in Texas. Online betting. In-person betting, all that sports betting.
I didn't know that.
They crack down on the sports betting. Yeah, they raid homes over that shit.
Wow.
Yeah, good. They actually, funny story. They raided somebody's home, and South Dallas. He had a tiger as a pet in his house,
like crib. In a cage or like just out and about.
I don't know if it was in a
like
cage
a house
or
cat.
whatever. But they had to call animal control. They raided his house because he was doing some illegal stuff, and they found a tiger. So.
They're probably like. Yeah, when they saw the tiger, they're probably like, "What?
What kind of dog is that?
Who do we call?" They're like, "Who do we call right now?" Right. Like, I'm not handling that.
What's the Little Red Riding Hood? What big paws you have?
Kitty.
Yeah, but no, it's illegal.
Some hangover shit.
You know, people expect me to come out here and eat it up. I'm good.
Yeah, it's definitely not. It's definitely not worth it. I feel like it's all rigged, but.
But back to the
story. It was like, oh, put $5 on it. So my friend gave me $5. Like, let's do it. They were all standing around, you know, kind of looking around because they're underage. And so I put the $5 in, and it was like, boom, just kept going. We made 10. We're like, okay, cash out. We made more. Let's cash out. Yeah, $10. Yeah. So we cashed out, and they were like, you know, we feeling lucky.
Wow.
Yeah, we made 5. Let's put 5 in it. You know, so we're not really losing anything.
Up quick in that.
Yeah, we're not really losing anything.
That's how quick it is.
Let's put $5 in. Man, we lost that $5 so quick, and they were like, man, we want to go again though.
Yeah,
we want to try it again. Let's try it again. We put $5 more in, lost that. We put $5 more in, lost that. We were done.
Damn.
Yeah,
I was 15.
But some people gamble all night.
crazy.
And I can never imagine that. Like, I'm like, that's scary
crazy.
as hell.
Yeah, I'm at all the hotels have casinos in the bottom floor, and I've like 2 nights ago I came home at like 4 or came back to the hotel like 4 in the morning.
There's always gonna be people like, no, like it doesn't matter. Like there will always be people there.
Yeah, but something that I learned that like to some people it's kind of like a sport. You know, it's not really about the money. It's about like just like winning. It's just like it's just like a game to them.
I just met somebody
more so than gambling.
I just met somebody. I can't remember who it was, but they were like, I made a living off of playing poker.
Wow.
Or blackjack or something, and I was like, you're so confident in that, you know? Because I'm like, people like die over that. Like people like lose their whole life over that. And I'm just like, that's so crazy. Like he was like, I did like a 9 to 5. Like I would go and like gamble. That's so real, man. And it's so funny because I feel like as a local, I will never, because that's just scary to me. You know what I mean? Like that just seems like a scary thing to do. Any last things? Do you guys want to say anything to like potential people that should support you, or like what, you know, what's coming up? What should they look for?
Look out for the music video.
Oh yeah,
that's what I'm saying. Yeah, I gotta talk about that at least.
You know, EP coming out May 19th.
Okay.
I don't know when the music videos, because we just finished it, but yeah, I got a EP coming out May 19th. It's called Forgive and Forget. 6 songs on it, 2 singles that I've already released, 3 features on it. I'm definitely like proud of it, way more than like my last one. It shows like my maturity. If you go back and listen to my last one, which is called Ocean, and then once this is out, you go and listen to that, you definitely could see like how I've matured, like mindset, musically, and just like as a person. I feel like I give that, you know. I'm definitely proud of the sound. Like my musicality is definitely getting better. My personality is showing, because like I'm no longer as nervous. Like I'm still nervous, like, yeah, you know, I'm always gonna be nervous, and once I'm not nervous, that's when I'm gonna stop, you know, because that's when you don't care really. But yeah, that's what I have coming up. Yeah, that's the main thing. I also have an EDM track coming out next Friday with a couple of producers out from Germany. I think they're from Germany.
That sounds like a vibe.
Yeah, it's
hey, Germany's like the biggest party city I've heard.
Yeah.
So like that might be a great EDM.
Yeah, it's definitely gonna be big. Like it's a great song, and I've showed a couple people, and they're like, no, this right here is a monster. Yeah, I'm definitely excited for that one.
And it's Crossed the Line on that new EP.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, you know.
Bro, that was the one that I remember like you performing.
Yeah,
for sure.
Thank you.
Yeah, and I was like, that is a beautiful song. Like you really sing. You know what I mean? And I feel like, you know, in a place like that, it could be kind of scary. Yeah. Kind of just like let vocals kind of take over. Yeah. But like he was like, nah, I'm gonna have them hear this.
It seems like I'm always like the singer in the room. Like this, it's like,
and that's okay.
Yeah, it's a whole bunch of like hip hop, and I always feel like, okay, I'm different, but it's also like I'm different. Like I'm about to stand out. Like
you have real talent. Thank you. You know, that you can sing.
Thank you.
You know, like yeah. So never be like, that's great.
Yeah, no, I take it as a blessing.
Yes,
yeah,
sir.
it's like I sing.
That's amazing.
I'm always gonna flex it. It's a blessing.
100%. Yeah. About you? Got any announcements?
I mean, I just dropped a single like a month and a half ago. So,
which one is it? It's called Dance on Me. Yeah, I did my research. You feel me? I did my research, bro.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Yeah, shout out D-Nail, another artist.
That was a good. And D-Nail too. Like the whole track was really cool.
Yeah. Very slept on in my opinion, but it is what it is, man.
Hey, you never know when things will take off. So that might be the song that you show somebody and they're like, yeah, I got you.
Yeah, hell yeah. Other than that, I mean, I'm featured on Fayzone's EP, so
yes, sir.
Look out for Wait.
Coming out May 19th.
Hard ass music video.
Awesome.
Hard ass music video coming with it. So other than that, yeah.
All right, cool. Well, thank you guys for coming out.
Yeah. Thank you for having us.
Thank you for having us. Yeah.
Bam.
feel like more people should do album trailers.
For real. Like I like doing like everything. Like I like doing like acoustic version, acoustic videos. That's why we're doing the band thing. Like I like all the aspects of that.